Hello everyone and welcome to the Retro Gaming Corner episode 2. Today I'm here to speak about the Super Nintendo or the Super Famicom in Japan. Now after the major success of the SNES in America and the Famicom in Japan, Nintendo decided to release the Super Nintendo slash Famicom. Um, it was released in Japan in 1990 and released in the US in 1991. So there was a year gap between the original Japanese release and the American release. My favorite games on the Super Nintendo, and mind you, this system for its time had amazing graphics. It could do pre-rendered 3D graphics, and you know, 2D sprites, which was amazing for the time. One of my favorite games that really showed off the capability of the Super Nintendo was the Donkey Kong Country franchise. Yep, I remember playing those three games as a kid. Donkey Kong Country is where my childhood is, and I will always remember playing the first one. I remember getting my first Super Nintendo. It came with Donkey Kong Country, the very first one, and I was addicted to that game. I would play it for 8 hours, 16 hours, and then, I unfortunately never got to finish the game. I have never beaten Donkey Kong Country. I want to. I've started my own game room collection, and I will show you guys the systems that I bought from eBay when I get them in the mail later. But anyway, I just remember all the beautiful graphics that were in the Donkey Kong games. And then Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Conquest, was released, I think, in 1994. Like 1 year after Donkey Kong, I believe Donkey Kong was released in 93. I believe it was either 93 or 94, and then the second one was released in 95 or 96. But anyway, I really liked the second one. I thought it had slightly better graphics. But in this game, you played a Diddy and Dixie, which no one really told the three Dixie. In the booklet, it says something about Dixie is Diddy's girlfriend or something, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I think in the little pamphlet that it came with Diddy's Conquest, it said that Dixie was Diddy's girlfriend. Dixie could float through the air by spinning her hair around like a helicopter for a short period of time, which really helped you get out of obstacles and other tight spaces. What wasn't so good about this game is that the camera was zoomed in so much you could never see what was ahead of you or what was coming up. Uh, and then a few years later, they released Donkey Kong Country 3 Dixie Kong's Double Trouble. This game to me was kind of, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't, great. I mean, it sucked me in, but it was kind of like, yeah, it could have been better, There was the fat baby gorilla, and his name was, I forget what his name was. Uh, It was Dixie and I forget his name, but he was like some big fat baby gorilla, and he was so hard to maneuver. He hardly could jump very high. I remember having to use Dixie for like everything, and if Dixie, died, I would have to use the baby to complete the level, which was a pain in the ass, pardon the language, but it was seriously a pain in the ass to finish the level with this fat gorilla monkey who really could not do anything. But the Donkey Kong Country franchise as a whole is some of my favorite games. But I also liked Mario World. That game I will always remember. I will always remember the first level where you walk and you grab the Koopa shell and you knock all the other Koopas down and you earn one extra life right then and there. That was the first game that we met Yoshi. I remember as a kid always wanting to, we basically in my family we called it the Yoshi game because that's all we wanted. We wanted to, go get Yoshi, have Mario and Yoshi. I mean, that game to me was fantastic, and for the time, that was a very big game. It was very long, and I never got to complete that one either. So I'm proud to say that I've started a game collection, and the first game in my uh, game room is going to be Super Mario World. And I'm hoping to complete that game. Here I am, 31 years old, and it is my goal to complete that game by the time I'm 33, so let's hope I do that. Nintendo also released some great Final Fantasy games, although they were really mixed up because they didn't release some of the Final Fantasies that were released only in Japan. So I think we got uh, two, three. I think we only got two and three, or two. Two was there four, and yeah, it was all a big deal. I really can't explain it, but we really didn't get very many Final Fantasy games until the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. But I will leave that for another episode of the Retro Gaming Corner. But anyway, the Final Fantasy games were on the Super Nintendo and the Super Famicom. And for those of you that say, well, I want to get some Famicom games, but I only have the North American Super Nintendo, there is a way to make a Famicom game work in a Super Nintendo, and I'm going to modify mine. And, basically there's two tabs in the inside of the Super Nintendo on each side, the left and the right. What I've heard on YouTube is you take some pliers and you break those two tabs, and then your system is basically region free. You can play it Super Famicom, Super Nintendo, which I really like. I also really liked the Yoshi Island game. I don't know how many of you out there played it, but Yoshi Island was basically, or Yoshi Island, was basically you're a Yoshi, you're several Yoshis, and you're helping Mario get to, I think his parents or something, and I think Bowser somehow kidnapped baby Luigi, and the twins got separated. And so the Yoshis try out Mario, find his baby brother, and find their birth parent. One of the most interesting games, but at the same time, one of the most annoying games. Because when Yoshi gets hit by an enemy, the baby Mario comes off of Yoshi's back and does this annoying crying noise until you pop the bubble, and you only have 10 seconds to do this, or the little birds will come and kidnap the baby. So I always remember, like, when baby Mario will get off of Yoshi's back, I was always panicking because I really, really wanted to save that baby. And I was like, oh my god, gotta get Mario before, the time runs out. What else did I play on the, Mega Man X. I know there's other Mega Man games for the Super Nintendo, but the first Mega Man X, like, my absolute favorite. I got that game from my cousin, and I remember that game so fondly. I lost that game, unfortunately, but now that I'm starting my own game room, I'm definitely going to add that to my collection. It was a fantastic game where I played of it when I was maybe 13, 14 years old. I don't know, but what I played of it was absolutely fantastic. I love the Mega Man games even to this day. And I'm hoping that they make some new ones very, very, very soon, because that is a franchise I want to see revived, in a new way, either for the PS4 or the Nintendo NX, the new system that's coming out soon. But like I said, that's for another episode of the Retro Gaming Corner. And as I said in the first episode, I will also be talking about new systems as well. Even though the title of the show is the Retro Gaming Corner, doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about current systems. But anyway, this is this was the episode on the Super Nintendo / the Super Famicom. Please, please post comments down below of your experience with the Super Nintendo. I would love to hear from you guys. Also, please post your favorite game on the Super Nintendo down below. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at the handle at Nickorific_Nick. That's NICKORIFIC_Nick. Also, you can follow me on Tumblr at the Retro Gaming Corner. So I hope to see you there. Thank you for watching, and let's keep everything retro. Goodbye, everybody.